Hi, another new API that's available to us now in the iOS 7 update is the Game Controller Framework. And this is a framework that we can add into our existing games, or our games, if we want to have input from a new game controller. So, game controllers? Yeah. iOS 7 now supports made-for-Apple, quote, game controller devices. You can actually turn your iPhone into a handheld gaming system. They come in three varieties, or three flavors. There are form-fitting controllers and wireless extended controllers. And these are exactly what you would think they would be. Form-fitting controllers have a cutout where the device fits inside it. And this is usually, or what I've seen, this is an iPhone device that will fit inside the controller. Some of them allow the form-fitting part, or the cradle, to be rotated so that the device can be either in landscape or portrait mode. Of the form-fitting controllers, there's two varieties of those. There's a simple controller, and there is an extended controller. The simple controller has fewer buttons than the extended controller. So, how do we discover that there is a controller connected to the device? Well, it's very simple. Form-fitting controllers especially are very simple. When you connect the device to a form-fitting controller, when you put the device inside the cutout, the detection happens automatically. In other words, the device knows that it is connected. However, if you have a wireless controller, it must be paired within your app, and it must be discovered within your app before it can be used. Now, very importantly, this is a requirement of Apple. Apple will reject an application that requires a controller in order to play the game. So there should still be user interface elements available for the user to control your game if there is no controller present. Now, you can have two sets of view controllers and get rid of those user interface elements within your app's views if a controller is connected, and present them if the controller is not. But if there is no way to control your app without a game controller, Apple will reject that app. So that's very important. When we connect and disconnect a controller to an application that works with a wireless controller or some sort of one of these controller types, this will send an event, and we can read that event by the application. So there's where we could change a view controller hierarchy, present controls if the game controller wasn't there, so forth. Once the controller is connected, whether it's a form-fitting controller or a wireless controller, the app has to map the controls to functions within the game so that the game controls can trigger things within the game. So how does this happen? Well, there's two various profiles that are used to do this mapping. We manage the known configuration of controls, and this will either be extended or not extended controllers, using what's known as a controller profile. And there are two of these available, and they are named GK Gamepad and GK Extended Gamepad. And I'll let you work out which one is for the extended type controller. We need to check if either or both, actually we need to check if each of these profiles are supported. Now, if we get back GK Extended Gamepad, then we have both profiles. So check GK Extended Gamepad first. If it comes back as yes, then we know that we have the capabilities of a gamepad and an extended gamepad. If it does not come back true, in other words, if GK Extended Gamepad doesn't come back true, then check GK Gamepad. However, if GK Extended Gamepad comes back true, use that extended profile to control your game. Now, when we read these control inputs, we can either read the input values directly if we have a game loop going on and then do something within that game loop to find out whether that control is currently down, or we can register a handler to be called when an input value changes on one of these controls.